Welcome. This is Melinda Barlow, CCT, and today's lesson is poke root, poke leaf, and then a little variation I call mushroom. So here we go. We have our tile and our pencil. We're going to put our dots in our corners and our border, and we're also going to do a string, and it can be anything. I'm just going to draw a couple of lines just so I have places to do 3 different tangles in the same tile. So we're going to start out with poke root because it's the simplest tangle. I'm just going to start down the corner and I'm going to make 2 lines like a little stem and then a round circle over the top. And then I make a little smile over the stem. And these just build out from one another. And I'm going to use my border, and I'm going to stop here because that makes it look like it's underneath border. So these little poke roots just grow right out of one another. So 2 little lines, and then a ball over the top, and then a cap over those. It can be added to a lot of spaces. I'm just going to go ahead and go until I fill this whole thing up. And there is poke root. And to shade poke root, I just put a little graphite right underneath that little smile to the side of the stem. A little tiny bit of graphite there. And we're going to blend this out and up and around. Make sure you leave some white. Don't want to fill that all the way in. Now this one, sometimes I like to color in the background behind, sometimes I don't. So we're going to see what happens. Maybe I'll come back and just shade it in with the color. That might be. So we're going to do our next tangle, which is called poke leaf. And I'm just going to do it on this other side. And we're just going to start out with the same little stem, except this one has a leaf shape. Poke root, poke leaf. And they do the same thing. They just stack on each other. And a lot of times I will make all my poke leaf or poke root. And then I come back and put that little smile in, or that little cap over the top. Again, I'm not going to go over that border here or here. I'm going to stop because I want it to look like it's underneath. Or that maybe it's coming out from that border. Okay, now I'm going to go back and I'm going to make sure I've capped all of those. And if you do a little upward curve, it tends to make your poke leaf look a little rounder. And then again here with shading, we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to shade on the sides. And you can be a little heavier here. I'm just going to fill in that bottom section of my poke leaf. These would be great colored with colored pencils. Looks like I forgot to put a little right here and here and here and here. And there we have poke leaf. Now I'm going to turn it around and we're going to do, I call it little mushroom, and it's basically a poke leaf or poke root. So we do our little stem. And then we're going to do a little mushroom shape on it. Oops, that one was kind of like a tree. There we go. And there we have poke mushroom. And again, shading here. Another thing you can do is you can shade behind. I just put a little graphite all the way behind. One thing about graphite, if you don't really like it, you can just take your eraser and erase it out. I like that. This one I did a little dark behind, and that's really my preference, is to have that really good contrast. So what you do is you just fill in these spaces between. With your black graphite, with your black pen. And that really makes those poke leaf or poke root or mushroom, poke mushroom, really stand out. So that's another way you can enhance that tangle. This is poke root, poke leaf, and mushroom. I hope you enjoyed the lesson. Please leave a comment below. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And if you feel like supporting my channel, that's great too. Thanks for watching.